How you going, people? Well, more government earning the hate. You know, I do these videos when I find dirty cops, not just necessarily to point out that there are bad cops out there, and just because someone has a badge doesn't mean that they're automatically good. However, the big point, every time you see one of these videos where government, whether it's a postal employee stealing mail or stealing things, whether it's whatever government agency you want, the IRS targeting conservatives, you name it, when government gets power that's unchecked, it gets abused on the pesky citizens. Remember, government keeps telling us they will protect us. We don't need guns. We're just pesky citizens. We don't have the training and the background and the vetting that government does to their government employees, that they give guns, that they can carry high-cap mags, that they can have assault rifles. Those people that government say can do it, it's okay. But you pesky citizens can't. That's the big point every time you hear about police corruption. Let's look at this guy.
34-year-old Solomon Nawadawa has been a Cleveland police officer since March 2014, currently assigned to the 3rd District.
He approached a young...
So, 5 years as a cop. No problems. Hire this guy. Nobody sees any indicators. He passes a background. He passes a polygraph. He passes a psychological evaluation. Let's see what he did.
March 2014, currently assigned to the 3rd District.
He approached a young girl, tried to entice that young girl. She was a 12-year-old child who was waiting for her school bus.
12 years old. This guy's been a cop for 5 years, passed all the government vetting, has a gun, can carry a gun all the time, can have an assault rifle, can have everything that government tells you you shouldn't have. This is the lesson to be learned from these.
Cuyahoga County Prosecutor Mike O'Malley says the girl was at her bus stop along Euclid Avenue in Euclid around 7 o'clock Friday morning. She says a man in a blue BMW SUV pulled up and asked if she needed a ride to school. According to a Euclid police report, Nawadawa asked, "What are you doing?" She tells him she is waiting for the bus. He then asked, "What school do you go to?" After naming her school, he asked, "Can I take you there?"
Another reason not to talk to cops. Another reason not to talk to anybody.
She declines and says, "No thanks."
He continued to engage in conversation with her. The young child continued to shut him down, tell him no, she didn't want to talk to him, no.
The report states that Nawadawa continues, "Can I talk to you and ask you some questions?" Again, the girl says no. Investigators say he leaves and returns with his genitals exposed and appeared to be recording himself with his cell phone.
Several minutes later, he then approached her and began to urinate on the child.
According to the report, the girl then yells, "What is your problem?"
So he comes back after she won't take a ride, comes back, this is how bold he is, and starts to urinate on this poor 12-year-old. This is a fully vetted by the government that you should trust police officer for 5 years.
He responds, "What's wrong?" and calls her an expletive. Investigators say they suspected Nawadawa because an hour earlier, a neighbor called police about a man peering into cars and reported the license number of a suspicious blue SUV.
We call that a clue in law enforcement. When before you commit the crime, you got somebody else calling you in your car with the license plate.
Police are our safety net.
Oh, sure they are. So see, now here comes the government line. Every time they get caught incompetent, it's never, we have a hiring problem, we have a retention problem, we need to stop hiring people to be politically correct, and we need to have stronger standards. That's never the answer for government. The answer is always, this is an isolated incident. This doesn't represent everybody. Really? Hang on, there's another one here. Here's another federal police officer with federal police powers that can carry a gun, that can have an assault rifle. that can impede on your safety, detain you, shoot you for having a stuffed animal that looks like a dog. They can do all this. U.S. Border Patrol killed 4 women. 4 people. This guy's been vetted. He's been hired. He's been retained. And he worked as a cop. Laredo, Texas. Could get the death penalty. Ortiz, 35 years old. 12-day killing spree, killed 4 women. But Rick, he's a police officer. Not all police officers that way. They're all heroes, and we should support them no matter what. And we shouldn't judge them all because this happens all the time, and government's good and they'll protect us, and we should give up our guns. Yeah, that's because you're an idiot. All right, we'll end that there on a couple of earning the hate cops.